Hey AfterBuzzers, welcome to an all-new Girlfriends Guide to Divorce after show here at AfterBuzz TV. Tonight we're going to be breaking down Season 4, Episode 2, titled Rule Number 10, Just Survive. There's so much to talk about, we can't wait, and stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello again, AfterBuzzers. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our Girlfriends Guide to Divorce after show here at AfterBuzz TV. I'm your host, Sam Davidson. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at SamD43. I am joined by two of my favorite ladies. Please introduce yourselves. Let us know where we can find you on social media.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. It's Veronica Barriga. You can find me on social media at Veronica B Online and also on VeronicaBOnline.com.
Look at that. Hi, I'm Tara Johnson, jamming to music. You can find me at TJ Wagging Her Tail.
And of course, guys, don't forget to follow AfterBuzz TV at AfterBuzz TV on all social media platforms. Rate, review, subscribe. We really love hearing your feedback, especially about this show.
Yes.
It is juicy.
Mm-hmm.
God. I feel as though the last two episodes were better than what we saw the first seven, like the last seven.
You mean for, like last season?
Yeah,
in
like
its entirety?
last season. They're calling it seasons. I'm like, this is all kind of one big season to me.
Yeah.
But yes, this last season that we had, I don't know. I felt like these two episodes have been really, really good.
I agree. Yeah, I feel like the pressure is on in that writing room, and or maybe not pressure, but they know exactly how much is left and how they want to scale it out. And so now it's really fun with the planning, and they're doing such a good job. Like just so much happened this time around.
Yeah.
So much growth.
Yeah, I feel like the same way. I feel like they're like, how many episodes do we have left? How much stuff do we have on this board that we got to cover?
Right.
So we got to make sure it happens and happens fast. So it's happening fast.
Yeah, it really is. You know, they've brought in this new character, Paul, for Delia.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into all the Albert stuff in a little bit. But as far as Paul and Delia, they, have, like, from last episode, we didn't even need to see the preview to know they were going to do it.
Come on. Written on the wall.
Yeah, and Delia has this new kind of take on life and on law, and she just wants to sue the crap out of this
Yeah.
Oh, is it crostini? No, that's like a piece of bread, isn't it? It's crostini. Yeah, it's crostini. I was like, a crostini is something you put like bruschetta on, I think. But I mean, their chemistry's there, don't you guys think?
Yeah, I liked Gordon, right? I liked him, but for obvious reasons that we debated about over and over again, which I did not agree with. We all said that the two of them did not work. Clearly, she and Albert didn't work because that was just an excuse to go with Gordon. I can see this guy working. They have a lot of things in common. And even though they seem to be on opposite sides of like their law philosophy, they really want the same thing. They just want it a different way. But they seem to both want to get in bed with each other, so they at least agree on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I agree with you halfway. The chemistry's there. They're both very passionate about this trial, about this, case, but I'm not sure that Delia can scale back her lifestyle. Not that she has to, but this guy's a little more humble, right? He's a little more real. He's a little more down to earth, if you will. So she wears Prada and Boylan Heights. So I don't know.
Sex in the City shoes.
Sex in the City shoes.
But I think that's what she likes about him, the fact that he doesn't mind calling her out on that stuff.
That's
you know
true.
What I mean? Like, because she's like, it's Valentino, and he's like, whatevs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but at least he recognizes. I think what she needed to, in my opinion, what she needed to learn about him was, and she found it last week, was being in legal aid wasn't his only option. It was the choice that he chose. And I think once she learned that about him, she had a different respect for him.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I think I said this last week. There's something I think that he's hiding. I'm not sure. No, but like we're gonna see some skeletons fall out of the closet.
You trust no one.
I really don't. You guys, I watch too much television. This is why.
No one.
Because I know how these stories go. So I'm a little nervous, and he's sexy and dangerous, and I like that, but
Paul's
I'm afraid.
not his name. We need to see his law school transcript. He really didn't go to law school.
Yeah, maybe
He's
he
faking
murdered
it.
somebody.
Oh, no.
But I say in my notes, I was like, they get in a big steamy fight, and then they kiss.
Oh, and
the
there
Latin
it is.
lover. He's so great.
Yeah,
There
pretty
it
much
is.
sums it up. Speaking of lovers, Joe and Albert. Jalbert. Oh, God.
Jalbert.
Okay,
Why?
I know we don't like Albert, and I know none of us
Yes.
can see his sex appeal, but I have to say,
They do.
they do, and I actually like he and Joe together.
This episode, I did start to go, okay, I get it. I get him and Joe. I don't
Yeah.
get why everyone loves him.
No.
But, I mean, by everyone, I mean Delia as well. But these are two beautiful, beautiful, like, successful women. I just don't understand it. But, yes, this episode, I think we understood why him and Joe could work.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I don't know if this is a weird comparison, but like when two recovering addicts come together, right? And they've got a lot to work on, and they can help each other in their path, and they really understand each other. It's not a direct comparison, but they are damaged, right? Or not damaged, but they have issues. It's
They want to damage other people, I think, is the problem. They're
yeah.
Right. They want to, but they're also confronting that and attempting to change it,
Right.
which is interesting.
for the first time.
It seems like the first time in both their lives. Yeah.
Right, transition. So
I mean, I was cracking up when they're sitting in the compost and, you know, Joe just keeps on, like, confronting him. Yeah. And I go, you know, at this point, dude, just tell her.
Right.
It's just going to get worse from here. And and because they have to be silent. This sounds like hell to me, by the way.
Yes.
It's actually what happens if people go to hell.
You just sit in compost all the time.
You have to be silent in
smells and
a
you can't
compost.
talk.
bunch of poop.
You know for a fact they have paid thousands of dollars for this program. I could give them some compost and they can sit in my tub, you know what I mean, for half the cost.
We should start a business.
You know what I mean?
This is a good idea.
If you're willing to do that, hell.
Well, it was funny because I was like, compost, that's poop, right? And I keep it, and I was like, oh, no, is it just dirt? No, it's poop. But then when he spelled out Delia's name, I was like, oh, that's poop.
That's poop.
Well, isn't it just kind of rotten whatever that's decayed and
it helps plants grow.
And it helps plants grow. So it doesn't necessarily, is it not?
Some sort of fertilizers
Right, it's
in
not
there.
all poop,
There's
right?
poop
But it's
in
like,
it, though. Yeah.
I think poop can be a part of it, right?
Definitely.
It doesn't make it less gross.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
How romantic. It's like, Delia, could you just, isn't that the dream to have your name, like, spelled in poop?
That's awesome.
I was laughing very...
I'm writing that on my goals list when I get
Yes.
home.
Oh, God.
My name written out in poop.
That's amazing.
Well, you know, when he spells that out, I thought it was going to take Joe a minute, but no. And then she throws the poop in his face. The compost.
Yes.
Yes, it's not all poop, apparently. And he's like, no! And then boom. I mean, listen, I do kind
That
of
was a
love a
great
good
scene.
poop joke. I was just dying this whole scene.
That was a great scene. There was so much like serious stuff going on in this episode, but it was also funny. It had such a comedic undertone. I was just like laughing at the most random, things that are supposed to be serious.
Well, because what's funny is out of all the women, I think Joe was like, that guy's a dick.
Oh, definitely.
More than everybody
That's
else. That's
true.
just her character.
Everyone's a dick to Joe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yes.
but like when he did that to Delia, she's like, whoever this Albert dude is, I hate him. Like I could kill him.
He's the worst of the worst.
Yeah. And so it's just very ironic, that they are seeming to find their way to each other. And she even said when she had this confrontation with him in the woods, of course I do this. You're the biggest asshole ever.
Yeah. I'm an asshole magnet.
But what Albert said then, that's when it started convincing me that, okay, he's trying to change.
Right.
She's trying to change.
She's trying to change, yeah. So maybe she didn't make the same mistake 300 times. Maybe she is actually going towards the guy that is trying to get better opposed to the guy that is just,
And they didn't know anything about each other. All he knew was her name was Puma, and she knew Bald Eagle, and they fought each other, and they would one time he would win, one time she would win. So it wasn't as if, and we can definitely talk about the girlfriend code and all that kind of stuff, but it's not as if she sought Albert out.
No.
Right, this is just something that happened to happen.
It was organic, for sure.
It wasn't as if this was something that anyone planned. Hell, of all the people in LA, you're beating them up, who would think it'd be Albert?
Yeah. It is crazy.
That's how love happens when you're not looking for it. Boom.
Okay, all right. Just keep on saying that, you guys.
That's how it happened to me. Living proof.
Shut up already about when you're not looking. Like, what am I supposed to do? Put on a blindfold? Like, honestly. God, it just hits home. Well, do you think when Delia finds out, though, towards the end of the episode, she puts 2 and 2 together, that she thinks that Joe and Albert have been hiding this on purpose? Do you think what she's going to jump to?
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, just because of his past, and he's done some shady things. I mean, I don't think that she thinks that of Joe, but maybe she thought Albert's doing some weird sort of get back situation. She's gonna find out, but yeah, that's a good point to jump to that.
I think it's all going to depend on how quickly Joe goes to see Delia when she returns from this weekend retreat. Like, if she comes back on Sunday and she doesn't talk to Delia till Wednesday, yeah, I think it may be a problem. But if she hightails it over there as soon as she gets back, like, I couldn't even go home, I had to talk to you about it. I don't see, I mean, of course, Delia can react the way she wants to, but I don't see how she would be merited in being upset with Joe, because even before she left, she was like, bald eagle, like, she gave no indication that she knew who this guy was at all.
Yeah, exactly. It's not as though she didn't even mention the guy.
Right. And everyone knew they had sex and he ran away, so it seemed like she shared the whole story and the whole painful thing with her friend. So if she found out over the weekend, yeah, I think it's going to be like a ticking time bomb. Like, you got to tell Delia soon, or it's going to be a problem.
Or I wonder if Joe's even going to follow through with it. I mean, we've seen her kind of go back and forth, and now she's in it, but will she stay in it? Maybe,
That's a good point.
that could be another storyline.
A lot of stuff happens on the drive home.
There you go.
LA traffic changes a lot.
A lot of time to think.
God. Makes me a crazy person, personally. Speaking of someone that can't make up her mind, of course we have Phoebe. Poor Phoebe. From where we left the last episode, I didn't really think they weren't going to be talking to Phoebe. But this episode comes and everyone is giving her space.
Yeah.
I felt as though we might have missed a beat, because for Phoebe to say, please give me my space for a minute, because they all seemed on the same page-ish as far as giving her space. I mean, she's a child. It's like, you can't blame a child when they do wrong, learn from their mistakes, and come back to mommy and daddy crying. And of course, mommy and daddy accept them because they're children. But
at some point, I mean, it gets tiring, especially as being close to somebody like that. At some point, you're like, oh God, I'm over this. I'm not saying they like need to walk away and stuff, but give her space. We're over it right now. You need to get it together.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, but for the Delia being thrown out of the party, I think after that happened with the subpoena being served, I think that was the reason where they were like, yeah, let's create some space.
Take a little time out.
Let's let that breathe a little bit and see what happens. I think, but for that, it would have been cool, but that was a big thing that happened. Or at least in Phoebe's world.
Yeah. What did you guys think about Gemma sending Phoebe to JD because she says, when you hurt, I hurt, P? First of all, okay, if your name's Phoebe, which is like a silent F, her name isn't P. Just let's not do a letter.
Right.
It'd be like...
Right, exactly. I was done with it when she said, go to Just for Dogs and pick up the food for me.
Which is right down the street from me. I love it.
No, right down the street from me, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, fine. Gemma is, I hate saying her name. You guys know that. Whatever, she. I know she pays Phoebe, right? I get that. But I also understand that at a certain point, I thought in their friendship, and clearly this is what Phoebe thought too.
Right.
We get beyond some of that other kind of underling stuff, and you're doing, you can just pull my string and I'm going to do whatever you want me to win. Mm-hmm. I really do think Phoebe thought they were much more friends. And fine, let's just be honest. There's tons of rich people out there who pay their friends to hang out with them, their entourage. People do it every day.
Right.
I keep waiting for somebody to get rich and my friends and tell me to tag along. But it happens all the time.
Listen, girl, if you get a Gemma, I'm going to step in, all right?
Don't worry. And if you don't step in, it's a problem between you and I.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I was just surprised that they were still on that. But last week when Gemma took her ring, she was just exerting her power, so... That's just the way Gemma gets down.
I don't think Gemma has true friends, and that's what that confrontation was about. Like, we're hanging out and we're bonding and we're having fun, but it doesn't go beyond the surface, And she's so self-centered. Everything is her world. So it's man. I've seen a lot of selfish people, but she kind of takes it to a new level.
Yeah, and I mean, when Phoebe even said, I thought I wanted to be you, I thought I was like you, but I realized I am you, and you're alone,
Right.
and I am not gonna go down this path. I mean, she had that huge epiphany, but
Boom.
even the thing about Gemma that, God, I'm so gullible sometimes. At first I go, oh, that's nice. She hurts when she hurts. She knows Phoebe's been hurting. She's going to send her to her husband. I think she knew what was going to go down there, right?
I think she knew.
Ooh,
Yeah.
so evil.
I mean,
or so manipulative.
It is, because, Phoebe goes to JD's, and he's so sweet, and he's gotten sexier.
Yes, and confident, right?
Oh, yeah. It's crazy how much, I mean, he honestly probably looks very close to the same as when we first met him, but I think it's him as an actor, he's gotten this confidence to him.
He walks different.
To the character.
Yeah. Super sexy.
And it's just a lot sexier.
Super sexy, JD.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's confident to dump somebody like beautiful like Phoebe.
He put her ass out.
And
I was like...
He was insecure. He would be like, let me think about this.
I was so happy when he threw her out because that's not JD.
Right.
Like, the JD that she first met wouldn't have even been able to speak when Phoebe came over and would have just sat there and he would have taken the job.
Yeah.
Even if Phoebe asked him. So this JD is just so incredibly different. A lot of that has to do with Phoebe and how she loved him and their relationship. But you snooze, you lose, you know?
My question was his new portrait. Is it of another porno girl, or has he had sex with someone else finally?
I thought about that too. I don't know.
Because I forgot for a moment. I was like, oh, he just used to do art of women in porn.
Yeah.
And then he started doing them with Phoebe.
Mm-hmm.
I got the thought that it was a real girl. I was anticipating somebody walking out, from the back room when Phoebe came in, like,
and he's like, sorry.
Right.
Like, hey, girl, I'm busy.
If you can't get it, somebody else will.
I
get
all
it.
the time. If you don't love me,
Understand.
somebody else will.
It was so sweet to me, though, like, when they got together in that moment. I was like, oh, that's love. Like, it seems like love.
Yeah.
And, then she tells him about the Gemma thing. She thinks it's the money. And it's something that's a kind of error in their communication. He doesn't care about money. She cares about money. He cares about, like, lifestyles as far as, like, being happy.
He cares about her.
And he cares about her.
Exactly.
But he was, it just turned him off so badly. And it was, how much money do you think that could have been? I don't know. Probably a couple $100,000.
He probably could have named his price, but I really do believe Gemma knew he wasn't going to take it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And, then, of course, when Phoebe goes and she's heartbroken, she tells Gemma, she's like, okay, great, now we're going to actually start looking at real people.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah.
I was going to suggest that we use the song to open up today's show, Celebration, because that would be a celebration to me if Gemma's no longer on this doggone show.
Okay, I was thinking about this as
She
I was
is
watching
over
it.
it.
I mean, I'm over
Kick her out.
I was like, I hate her so much, but I bet that actress is really nice. I feel guilty. I was like, I'm like putting so much hate on this girl.
Because she's not, she kind of like reels you in. She's not easy to hate. Like, she doesn't walk into a room and you're like, I hate her.
Yeah.
But the more you get to know her, that's a great actress. That's a good performance, But the more
exactly.
the layers start to peel
Yeah.
and it's good.
Yeah, I mean, that is a good point. I was like, is it, the writing? I'm like, no, it is the writing that's good. And the actress that's good because we were weary of her. And then, we hate her.
Yeah.
If I see her walking down the street, I'm going to say, Gemma, I'm happy. You are an ass. I mean, I'm going to have to. That's how great of an actress she is.
She's literally probably going to be one of the nicest people you've ever met.
She's like, I get it all the time, girl. I get it all the time.
She'll be like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
But, Phoebe finally quits. Do you think this is the last we'll ever see of Gemma? I think it might be since there's such a limited amount of time left.
I think there might be.
Yeah.
You guys,
I mean, she's not going to go fight for her, I don't think, at this point.
For those that are listening, Tara literally has like the biggest smile on her face.
Celebrating.
Celebrating.
She goes back to JD, tells him that, he was right. Everything that he's wanted to hear for so long, but it's too late, apparently.
Yeah.
And then, we see this last scene with Barbara and Abby and Phoebe, and she's just finally goes to them and she's crying, and they take her in like a baby.
Of course.
Like a baby. I mean, what did she think was going to happen? God, this woman is, 38, 40, 40s.
40s.
I actually did think he was going to take her back. That was shocking. Was that shocking to you guys?
I mean, I think the JD before would have. Because, I mean, the way I kind of feel about Phoebe is if it's not Gemma, it could be someone else. First, remember, everything was cool until her last alimony check hit, and then it was like, oh hell, what happened? Yeah. Then she went back and talked to the ex-husband a little bit more than she should have. Yeah. He did help JD get a gallery show, but even still, you had to get someone else involved to be with this man. And then you find Gemma. And in order to, and you just left JD because you were chasing Gemma. So like, this is who Phoebe is. Right. And so if I was JD, I was thinking, okay, you got rid of the ex-husband and you got rid of Gemma. Who's next? Because clearly, I'm just not enough.
Yeah. Wow.
I wish I could see her fight for him, though, because in a way, I don't think it would be that hard to, convince JD. Like, if she showed up on his doorstep, like, every single day, naked, it's like, paint me.
That always helps naked. That always helps.
I have advice for you.
Nice lingerie.
Yeah. Just go there every day in a bathrobe and be like, hello, I'm here. I don't know, but Phoebe, she was we didn't see the conversation that happened between them.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. So we don't really know what happened. And then when she went to Abby and Barbara, it was like, it's over. And it was very devastating. Oof. First time she's accepted it. It's kind of that thing, just putting it off, not really accepting what's happening.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if she fights for him, she can convince him. But remember, last episode, she was like, he needs to fight for me. And I was like, for what?
Yeah.
You left him. So maybe she'll wise up. I think JD's a good one. I think he's worth fighting for.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, I think they should have waited until they got men not being crazy people. It's that's all part of it.
Right.
But again, they're still married, technically.
They are still married.
So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Of course, we have Abby and Barbara with, lady parts. They looked like they're moving into a working space.
The fanciest co-working space I have ever seen.
A lot of them are very fancy, I feel.
That fancy?
I don't know. There's one on Hollywood Boulevard that's down the street from me, and I've been inside, and it's not that fancy, but it's pretty nice.
But it's got good decor. Like, they spent a lot of time and energy on the vibe and the furniture. You can tell they hired professional, people to set the tone.
I mean, this one has chandeliers and it has lattes and
maybe
espressos.
Not that.
And I was like, what?
A little
extra. Right, that is a little extra.
I was like, good gracious.
Of course, Abby's like, well, it's,
right.
It's not that amazing. But, they get this media request, their first media request, and it's in San Luis Obispo, though. Which, I mean, how far is that really? It's like an hour
I have
or two.
No
2 hour drive.
2 hours.
Yeah.
I have no sense of direction.
But Abby is taking Lily to the gyno, which we're going to get into next. But, she tells Barbara, go do this and be the person on the camera, which Barbara didn't expect. And she doesn't necessarily seem like she wants.
Right.
Or she does, but she just is scared.
Yeah. But it wasn't just that Abby was like, you go do it. It was like, oh, no, that's too far. Like, I don't do outside of LA County. Like, that's not for me. It was, her reaction was like, it's too far. Because even Barbara said, okay, snobby. Like, this is media coverage.
I wouldn't have been as annoyed. I would have been less annoyed, or more annoyed if we didn't know she had to take Lily to the gyno.
Yes.
Right. Yes. If it was just,
that was
I'm
a
not
legit
going
reason.
there.
That's a legit reason.
Yeah, but they're starting this new company. They have this new website. Do anything you can.
TV coverage is TV coverage.
Yeah, I would have rescheduled the appointment. I mean, I can't believe she was so lax about that,
I agree.
This is your first moment you're coming out to the world, really, and then it goes blah.
Yeah.
Doesn't go
Poor
very
Barbara.
well. I
God,
know. That was hard
coach.
to watch.
Oh, no. Yeah.
That was hard to watch.
Well, the media coach was weird. And even in her, I was like, what are you saying?
I know. I'm sitting there and I'm like, like moving my face around. And, it just, at first I thought, oh, maybe this is actually going to work.
Yeah.
Maybe this will help her.
Right. If there are a media coach out there watching, please let us know how you feel about, what was her name? Something Kim? Was that her name?
No,
I'm sorry.
God, I forget what her name was.
The media coach from this episode. I'd love to get a real media coach's opinion.
Yeah, that's a good,
Yeah,
because Spider-Man is sweet. Was that what she was saying?
Superman
is sweet.
Superman is sweet.
Yes. It was very fun to watch, and Barbara was hilarious. And and we've said this, you know, Barbara is going to become like a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger part of the show because at first she was kind of just like this outsider, then she became part of the group, but wasn't like in the main storylines. And this episode, you know, she really was front and center, both figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's fun to know, because she's a real person. I think we can all relate to her the most.
Love her.
Yes.
And she got a smooch from her boo.
Oh, yeah.
Her boyfriend.
Yes.
She called him that.
And how many times have you seen a guy who like, oh, I like the sound of that?
Yeah,
Normally men are like, boyfriend.
Wait.
I'll talk to you later. I gotta go. Like,
I know. I want to see more
so
of
yes,
it.
yes,
God,
definitely.
Barbara spinoff. I mean, honestly.
Oh my gosh.
That could work.
Barbara for president.
That
I'm
could
totally
work.
down with that.
I
Me
would
too.
watch that.
But then that would mean that like her and Abby would have to dissolve their business because it wouldn't make no sense.
Right.
Or she would have to like move somewhere else. And like I don't want her to.
Sorry.
No, it's gonna be so sad if
Well,
Barbara leaves.
Well, when the show ends, though.
Yeah.
You know?
In
Show
the New
off.
York chapter.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Barbara in New York.
Yeah.
I love this.
And they could be on the phone sometimes, you know, like they don't need to be
Yes.
there. Guys, just an idea.
Bravo.
Great
Bravo. Pick
idea.
this up. Like, this is gold right here. This
Yes.
is fantastic.
I agree. But of course, Barbara tanks, and I love that Abby wasn't that pissed at her at first. You know, Abby's kind of turned into a good, not that she's not a great mother in general, but she has learned to control herself a little bit. You know,
Towards the
end. But
Right, towards the end.
I'm like,
towards the end, she did
Right.
with Lily, which we'll get into, and Barbara though. You know, because
Right.
she goes, okay. When I first watched it, I was kind of pissed.
Yeah, that
But-
statement she made to Will, I was like, you saw me jump when we were watching. I was like,
Yeah.
what does she just... It makes me feel like I have to do everything myself. I was
like,
like,
ooh, calm down. Yeah, she's very like,
Yeah, but you know,
it's
I
such an Abby thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. But she's taken, you know, I think a couple steps back.
yeah, she redeemed herself.
And you know, said to, like, no big deal, Barbara. But what I loved was that Barbara goes, okay, you from now on are going to be the face of this, and she goes, it's us.
Right.
Yeah, that's nice. Mm-hmm. They're starting to find I mean, I thought they were going to fight this episode, to be honest. I was like, oh, God, they keep fighting. They're going to fight, and it's going to blow up, and then they're going to, you know, find love. But they're getting along. It's getting better and better.
Yeah.
The relationship.
Yeah.
I think having both of them, I mean, like, it's supposed to be a community of women. So to have, and no offense, to have the perfectly thin, successful white woman be the spokesperson for this website is no different than everything else, right?
Yeah.
So to have two women, because we don't see women in media getting along, so to have two women in media, as diverse as they are, be the face of this, to me, is a better and stronger message than just having Abby by herself.
It's powerful, and it's less limiting.
Yeah.
It's very powerful. Yeah.
I never really thought about it like that, but I completely agree.
Yeah.
Like, it's, you know, they're both different sizes.
Yeah.
They are different, you know, ethnicities, races. Like, everything about them is very different, but they're friends and they are connected, and it's not fake.
No.
Right.
And that's what's cool about it,
And
too.
one's neurotic
Yeah.
and
Right.
crazy, and one is, you know, super level-headed and chill. So, yeah.
I mean, they are both single moms and that kind of thing, but I think that's just a stronger package to sell.
And it's cool, too. Like, think about how they started when they first met each other. You know, it was not going well.
Barbara hated her.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, as an audience, we go, oh, why are you being so mean? But, you know, I think we would all hate her, too. You know, just because...
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate her, but, you know, it's just, she's a different kind of person coming in. She's very, very controlling and kind of steps on people's toes. That's what she does.
Right.
But, like I said, seems she's learned a lot and come very far in this episode, at least, because with Lily, she's crazy. She's being crazy for
wow.
most of the episode.
Oh my gosh. That poor child. I felt so bad for that poor child.
It's like the actress is like, what's her Lisa? Yes, sorry, I'm blanking. Every time you see a level of crazy in Lisa, you're like, I don't. She's hit her max. She can't possibly get more crazy. And then you see this episode, and you're like, oh my God, she's so good at it. You know?
But then I think about me as a mother, and I'm like, Well, I don't know how much.
Oh, you think you would act that way?
Okay, I don't know. I don't have kids. I don't have teenage children. It's hard. But if I knew that my daughter was, I'm gonna be having sex, Mom, and okay, Lily, what did you say? She was 16.
16.
Yes, and you were. I don't know if you mentioned it on air or off air. Like, was it on air last week?
Both. I've mentioned it on,
All
off, at my
season you've mentioned
yes,
it.
Yes.
I mean, Ethan looks like a baby.
Yes.
He's 19,
But
probably.
now we know, he's an adult and she's a minor.
But still, I mean, I remember when I was in high school, we had a family friend who was, 16. I was a few years younger, and she was dating a 19-year-old, and everybody was like, it's just disgusting. I mean, 3 years, normally, not a big deal, but
At that age, big deal.
At that age.
Big
at that age, it's like 10 years.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it matters, like, when you meet each other, because sometimes a freshman will date a senior in high school, and they'll continue dating when the guy or the girl graduates. That's different. But to be legit out of high school and dating someone who's in high school, those years just, I don't know.
I can see both sides. But at the end of the day, if it's real love
It's
and,
true.
it's, you get out of high school and you're like, screw you, everybody. We had a reason for this.
Yeah.
But it is, I understand Abby is so stressed about it. Like, I get that.
Yeah.
But she's lucky her daughter's being so open. I mean, I don't really know that teenagers are. I mean, I don't know. I guess I can only speak for myself and my friends, but not all of them were like, "Hey, Mom, let's talk about sex," and I'm gonna tell you that I'm planning to lose my virginity. And I mean, kids aren't really open. Maybe some are, but not where when back in my day, they really weren't.
No.
They were doing things behind people's backs and
Yeah.
sneaking out,
Everywhere.
and
Yeah,
it
all the
wasn't
time.
open.
Definitely wasn't open.
So that's very nice she has that.
But, if you had Abby as a mother and you see her doing God knows what, writing God knows what. I mean, Lily knows how to use the internet. Like, she knows how to read.
Right.
I'm sure she has read some of her mother's recent, articles or books,
remember the
whatever.
scandal? Remember the scandal with the male prostitute?
Of course.
Remember
That's
that?
fantastic.
And I think we even said then, we were like,
Yeah.
oh, God, this girl's going to think that doing anything is okay.
That's right.
And, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
God, that guy was on something recently, and he was, again, a prostitute or someone, he was like a sex something.
Don't get
Like,
typecast with
undercover.
that.
He's like,
Don't get typecast with that.
he was, and I don't remember what it was, but someone thought he was, this normal dude, and then it's like, nope, it's someone else again, and it was a sexual thing. I can't remember what show it was. It's hilarious.
I
But
guess it's better than not working.
yeah, I mean,
that is the point.
I get it's awkward with your mom, but at the same time, Lily, is in her head probably thinking, my mom is like the queen of sex.
Right, exactly. Especially, I mean, she had the whole series about being a mom, and then she wrote a thing about divorce. And remember, and then with her, when she started working with, what was that? She last
Yeah,
season?
She.
Yeah.
It was about being the fun life of a divorcee and how many people are you sleeping with and dating and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, it would be really difficult for her to come back, and even though she was crazy in the gyno office, but it was, it would be really difficult for her to come back and say, like, you can't do this. I mean, even Lily said, this is my body. You taught me that.
You taught me that, yeah.
And it's my decision to decide when it's the right time.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know she's a mom, but she can't be a hypocrite.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think the doctor, though, was the top-notch, guy. I don't know, because I just felt as though she knew the mother was there. Like, there is there's not rules, there's mannerisms that it's like, okay, you're bringing your daughter in here because she's planning on losing her virginity. It's like gentle, gentle. The mother's there. If the girl was there on her own, if she was at Planned Parenthood, another story, right?
Right, but I honestly thought at 16 that you have to ask the kid if they want their parent. And I could be wrong. I thought you have to ask.
There are privacy
Right, there's
laws.
privacy
there
laws.
really are,
Right.
yeah.
So
It is kind of messy, because if you go with your mother, if you go to Planned Parenthood, there are certain
Privacy
things.
laws.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's like, she came with her mom, but she could have easily said, hey, Mom, I want my privacy, whatever. It was just kind of a funny scene. And I thought the doctor was funny. I mean, the whole condom and, oh, these are cool, road trip.
But the doctor was like, Lily is the patient, the person that she's supposed to be connecting with and informing. I've never seen a doctor spend that much time with any patient, but whatever. But, Lily was the person she's supposed to be educating and talking to. So, I mean, yeah, I don't know any doctor who's like, yeah, take a purple condom. They're fantastic. But I did appreciate the fact that she was not being thrown by by Abby's craziness, because Lily was the person that she needed to get the education information to.
Yeah, that is very true. And then, we find out at the end of the episode that Lily went through with it. I love how Abby was so freaked out. And then Lily comes in the next morning. She goes, be back at 11. Lily's in the same clothes that she is when she left, and French braid my hair. And I go, oh, God. And Abby doesn't even notice. She's still in her jean jacket.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Good call.
Good call.
I didn't notice either.
Yeah, I'm like, girl, change your
good.
clothes or something. Can you at least change? Take a shower?
Yeah. Hey, Mom, I have, sex stank all over me.
Right.
I am in the same clothes as last night, and I'm asking you to French braid my hair.
Right.
And Abby's like, sure. And then she seems shocked when she goes, we did it. I'm like, oh, really? You're so surprised?
Well, at least she was calm about it. She didn't you what?
She's not taking her hair. She's like, eh.
Yeah, she could have reacted other ways.
Well, thank goodness for the scrump that she had with Will the night before. Maybe that helped her
Calm,
get her,
yes.
calm her down.
Well, okay, so there's something really interesting that Lily said to Abby during this scene, because we're going to get to Will lastly, because he's my fave, you guys know. It's like save the best for last. But Abby didn't seem to have the best reaction to him for some reason. But she said to Lily that it's better to love, get hurt, repeat. And she goes, like you and Dad. And I was like, oh my God, we're back to Jake. We're back to Jake.
What does this mean?
Jake. I love Jake.
I love the heck out of Jake.
I love Jake,
They
though.
belong together. If they were anywhere else outside of Hollywood, wouldn't they be together?
You guys, I have my
Probably.
TV.
It's just
I have my TV
circumstance.
psychic chills right now. I swear to God, this happens. I'll be talking about
Probably.
shows. Anytime someone says something that I think is going to happen, I get the chills, and it usually happens. So, I mean, again, it would go full circle in a way. It would be an interesting way to end the show.
That would be great.
Very.
So sweet. Like when they got back together, I think it was at the end of season 2, and it was just this beautiful moment.
But of course, guys, we still have Will.
Right.
I said last week, I swear to God, if she hurts him again, if she keeps it,
You're on Team Will.
Will, she
Team
got
Will.
your back. Like Sam's like, I got your back. I'm taking Abby down if she hurts you.
Yeah.
I just wish he was a real person, and I would literally stalk him and be like, I can give you what you want. I can give you what you want, Will. Everything you need.
He's the hottest, the sweetest, smartest, talented. He's so
And
perfect.
I thought that they really, they did have something. They have history, and they addressed it when he came over. He's trying to feed her cherries. And for a moment, and maybe I'm still right, I thought when Lily was talking about afraid of getting hurt, Abby in her head was thinking about Will. But really we learn it's about Jake. Because she was so hesitant with Will. It was like she was freaked out by him wanting her again.
Yeah. When they had that conversation, I actually thought Abby was talking about the coach.
Oh. We got different people in our heads.
Yeah, I promise.
That's fantastic.
When she said it, I thought of the coach, because remember the way she and the coach ended last season. It wasn't like there wasn't anything that happened. Abby was just like, "This is too great. This is too much. That's the reason we should end it." Or maybe
and I thought of Will.
all of Abby's men just ran through her head. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought of coach.
I know.
I was out of Jake, yeah.
Well, I mean, I thought of Jake just because Lily said it, but at first I thought she was meaning Will.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. But, and it makes me sad that I just feel like there might not be a future. I do not understand why. He is successful now. He, is loves her.
But he's in play mode now. He said it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I just want to, I'm famous now. I got money. I just want to go out and have fun. No strings attached. So he might be in a different place.
I think he's trying to protect himself.
You
I think
so?
he's like ride or die, Abby.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I think there has to be something he cares about her, because after the way she treated him, he comes over with bourbon and then tries to feed her a good cherry. Not one of the nasty ones, a good cherry. You know what I mean? That means something.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And he understood even after they had sex, and he was like, okay, I get it. This is a part of it. Like, I know who you are. I'll take what I can get. But he seems like he's okay with that now because of the fame and the relationship with all the other people. Whereas before he was like, no, this is all or nothing. So maybe that's just where he is right now.
I think he's just playing cool. He's gonna get his heart broken again, and I'm not gonna be able to take it.
Yeah, no.
Oh, man.
Well, on that note, guys, let's get into some predictions for next week, which is going to be very exciting, by the way. Yeah. If you guys didn't know, which you don't, I'm going to tell you.
Tell us.
Yeah, what's going to happen. Okay. Before the prediction music starts rolling.
Right, because she has chills.
Cue the prediction music.
There we go.
Okay, well, before I really, really get into predictions, I want to tell you guys, I want to tell everybody because I'm so excited.
Can we get a drum roll?
Yeah, this is...
Yeah.
Lisa Edelstein is going to be Skyping into our after show next week.
That is amazing.
Yes.
Yay!
Yes. Abby herself will be here virtually for you guys, for us. Oh my God.
That's big news.
That is huge.
Guys, I have been working on this for like almost 2 years.
It's true.
Yes.
Yay!
Cheers.
I am so thrilled. So, of course, tune into that. But let's get into, of course, your guys' prediction for the next week.
Wow, I'm like, wait a minute. Prediction's going to be a great interview.
Yes.
You know what? What I saw in today's episode was I do think Delia's going to be upset with the Albert and Joe thing. Less because it's Albert and Joe, but more because she's starting to see the change in Albert. Like I saw something, some kind of spark, some kind of still interest that Delia had in Albert.
Yeah.
And for him to come back and say, I really am into Joe, that's like a woman scorn type of thing. Like I think one part of her is going to not like it because it's kind of like the girlfriend code. Like you don't go where I've gone. But also kind of a thing of maybe she's thinking, okay, he's really changing and we can have something because he's not the dick in the ass he used to be.
Right.
I don't know. But I think it's just going to be fueled by more than that. That's what I kind of,
Yeah.
And I'll just vote like I vote every week to bring Barbara and her boyfriend back. I vote that every single
They're
week.
the sweetest.
Spit off
Sweetest
now.
thing. Right.
Yeah, I do think next episode is going to be a lot about how this rolls out between Delia and Joe. There's going to be a confrontation. There has to be a confrontation. And then maybe, Joe's going to make a decision. I'm still not sold that she's going to pursue that because she also honors her girlfriends. That is all she has, I mean, well, her daughter as well, but they've been there and she grew up with Abby and these other girls. I don't know. It's going to be like this sort of huge decision for her. Do I break the girl code or do I stick with my sisters? So I think next episode's going to be touching on all of that. Yeah.
I think that at the end of the day, they brought this Paul dude in for a reason.
Right.
Sure.
Which is to have somebody else for Delia, as the Joe and Albert thing is happening. So almost that the audience accepts it's okay because she has somebody that's better for her and better suited for her. And, Joe and Albert seem like kind of a good match right now.
Right.
I think there will be a confrontation, but once she realizes, that it's good and she's good, it might be okay. Sadly, I think Will is going to be tossed to the curb. I mean, you guys, there's only 6 episodes this season. We're 2 in. We have 4 left.
That's right.
Wow.
You can't take up all of them.
Yeah, and then, we have Coach coming in at some point, Coach Brady.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any previews for Jake, but after that comment tonight, I'm like, he's got to pop his head in it sometime.
Is Templeton coming back? Are we going to see her again?
Temple-
I like Denise Richards.
Yeah, it'd be funny.
It's a little cameo, but I'm just,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jake has to come back. Abby's going to get her other kid back sooner or later, right?
Oh, God,
there is another child.
Forgot
I was
about
like,
him.
where is Charlie ever coming back?
Yeah, I forgot about Charlie. God, such a cute kid. But, somehow just flew over my head. Guys, let us know what you think in the comments. Rate, review, subscribe. Where can everyone find you on social media?
So again, I'm Tara Johnson. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at TJ Wagging Her Tail.
Hey everyone, Veronica Barriga. You can find me on social media at Veronica B Online.
You guys can find me, Sam Davidson, at samdavidsonentertainment.com, Twitter and Instagram at samd43, and don't forget to tune in at this same time next week, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, for an interview with Lisa Edelstein. We are thrilled. It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Come back. Stay tuned. We love you. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.